Welcome to the first video in this series where you will learn how to play chess as a beginner. The first thing we will be talking about is how chess pieces move. The first piece in chess is the king. The king can move a square in all directions, whether that be right, left, up, down, diagonally. The king can move just about anywhere.
Pawns can move forward 2 squares on their first move only. After their first move, they can move forward once. They can only move forward. But they can take diagonally. And if they are on the first row past the middle, they can take diagonally as shown without having to land on the pawn. Also, if you get your pawn to reach the other side of the board, then they can be promoted to a queen, bishop, or rook, or knight.
This next piece, is called the queen. The queen can move all across the board in all directions. For example, it can move diagonally, it can move vertically, and it can move horizontally. The queen is a great piece to use, but be careful not to lose it because it is the most powerful piece on the board. And if you use it correctly, you can checkmate people.
The knight, it looks like a horse, and it can move in an L shape almost in any direction. And it can also hop over other pieces. As you saw, when it moved its first move, it jumped over the pawn, and it moved in that L shape of 3 squares and 1 to either side.
The next piece is called the bishop. There are 2 types of bishops: a dark squared bishop, shown by the green squares, and a light squared bishop, shown by the white squares. Bishops can move diagonally only. Unlike the queen, they cannot move horizontally or vertically. They must move in a straight diagonal line, like so. Bishops can be useful to cut off areas from the king. And if they don't respond appropriately, they're going to be in trouble. The last and final piece is called the rook. The rook is sometimes also called a castle. The rook can only move horizontally and vertically, unlike the bishop. The rook is a very important piece in order to cut off other pieces like the king, because now the king cannot travel in any of those squares. So the rook can go horizontally and give checks. But make sure not to mess up, or else your rook might be blundered.